Good morning, everyone. I have hopefully got my microphone going. Yes. And yeah, let's send our best wishes to Leanne because she isn't well today still. It has been one of those things that's hung on and hung on. So Leanne won't be here today. So one of the things that I was thinking of maybe doing, I'll pop in I'm not sure how to do that. I think it's copying a guest link for anyone that would like to jump in that's ready with. And this is what I've forgotten to do. Add my little doovers, my headset, because I usually do have those in as well. So hi from Lynn. How are you this morning? Well, here it's my morning and it is the 10:30 a.m. Australian Central Daylight Time, which is equivalent to Adelaide time. And we've got Di here. Did I just put Di's up or was that Lynn's? This is where Leanne keeps me on track. Good morning, Diane. And Lynn, yeah, get better, Leanne. So I'm just going to slowly move through the comments and do any lists, readings as we move through, because I have got my table ready there for the cards, and I haven't sort of picked a subject this morning because it's very hard to talk with yourself. I mean, you know that old adage where you get the, I'm having for the self-employed, for those solopreneurs, which is what I am, is I'm just, look, if you hear me talking to myself, I'm having a meeting, it's me, myself and I, and I'm losing the argument or something like that. It's just one of those things. At times, I do it around home, but I don't really want to go doing that here because then I would look a bit like a nutter, wouldn't I? So the thing that I was going to do was probably not share screen. I'm just trying to find, there's a guest link, so I can copy that, and then I think I can paste that here. It's been a while since I've actually done anything that is with a guest, besides Leanne. But as far as an ad hoc, a spontaneous session with anybody. Now it has shown up on my end now, so you should be able to see it. The thing that you do need, though, when doing a guest bit, and I wasn't quick with it. I mean, I've got the AirPods, but what you do need is at least your headset of some sort, whether it's just those little plug-in earphone things, the air type ones, the Bluetooth things, whichever. And of course a webcam or something that is actually going to be reasonably reliable. That's if you feel that you'd like to actually have a live reading, as in, the two of us and a card in between. So one of the things I did want to comment around, though, it's not so much the chat, monologue type thing. It's around, because it's coming up so quickly for Christmas and Christmas Day. For me, my energy doesn't start really revving up until probably the 2 days before Christmas. I'm not much of a one for the hype and consumerism and things like that. So I tend to be more of an introspective type for around the Christmas celebrations. But it's something that I'm taking more note of and especially since I'm a moderator of a new group and learning a lot through that process, is how many different ideas there are to be as minimalist as we can around environmental health, doing as much as we can for what is the health of Mother Earth and our environment. And it does have to start within our own homes, our own space, really, to continue moving that. Oh, just noticed that. It's in my vision there. To move it into having that, like the dot on the pond that actually creates that ripple effect. So that's just the one comment that I would love to pass on to everybody. Have a blessed moving into the Christmas week, because it is it only a week? Well, tomorrow. See, I don't even know which day it is. We're on the 17th today at 7:40. Yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. I do like to have family around, though. It's lovely. Now, I can't remember where I was at. There's our first one as far as a card goes, having a request for a card. So I am going to move into that because I don't want to be the monologue type that just raves on because it's just me here. There is actually you here as well, and I appreciate that you have joined me, and thank you. Now, with this morning's, I haven't done cross-posting or anything because usually that's Leanne that reminds me of the how to do it beforehand, and I didn't want to bother her with being reminded, so too bad. I'll share it out later as a replay, so if you can do the same, just share it out, what you've, who you think would benefit from actually watching this. And if it is actually happening to show up somewhere else, I think I shared it to my page, my profile. If you're watching it anywhere else, do make sure that you're actually at the mytimetv.live, which would be in the description above, or if you're on a mobile, I think the description shows below. Not sure. So what we've got for Lynn is the Tower as a card here. And I'm just trying to find which way that goes. That way, doesn't it? And sure, do I go do that? Does that come up better? Does it do it that way? No, it comes up full. Look, there's still things that I can learn on doing the technology, isn't it? So with the Tower, I just forgot my pointer. It's so much easier with the Apple Pencil, well, the pointer compared to my fat finger. With the Tower, I went straight to the pinnacle at the top, or whatever you call it. Well, it is, I suppose it is the Tower, the top of it. What's that called? There probably is a word. A beautiful card in that it's actually directing to being, we're building from foundations and building on top of. So it's that the solid foundation, I'm feeling that's already been done for you, Lynn. So you're actually having a moment, or it's coming up that there's going to be that pinnacle for you in what you're working at, that it's going to be, because it's where my eye went first, that it's going to be that recognition or the challenge that you've actually met, and it's going to come to a completion with a particular, I'm feeling it is a bit of it's a particular project that you've been working on, and you're going to get that recognition, and it's almost like you're on the top of what's happening there for you. So that's what I've got for you in that card. So hopefully that was helpful. And whoops, the list went and whizzed off. Wow. It is interesting doing live streaming like this. I just put my pointer away. Hi to you, Linda. And Linda, thank you for passing on the get wells to Leanne. If you follow her other page, I think she's had one or two of her sessions off because she's not been well. So I know last time I actually spoke to her, she was still a bit on the snuffly, and it was affecting her quite a lot. And especially when you have chronic fatigue or fibrosis, I can't remember now which one it is. Overall, it affects it, doesn't it? Right, so I'm going to do a card for you, Sophie, and there's influence of the older woman in this one. I've got to put them up, don't I? Because in this expanded deck, this is the one that I'm using. Again, I'll just pop that up on the screen. This is the deck that I'm using, and it's got the extras. So the older woman, with the two that's in this particular deck, the older woman, I have no idea of what your age is. I just lost my wallet and feeling stressed. Uh-oh, Merry Christmas. It looks like they're probably, I'm just wondering, is there lost your wallet or was it taken? That's the question. There's a little bit of subterfuge or hidden or something that's going to happen. I'm putting the 3 out because I'm feeling led to do the 3 for you. And there is that piece at the end of it. I'm feeling that you'll actually find it. What I'm actually getting, it's almost like there's a chest of drawers with it fallen down behind or something, or got pushed by accident or something. It's just feeling that it may not have been you that had that happen, but they knew it and didn't want to confess to it, or it's just been accidentally pushed down without any knowledge. So it's just that sometimes there's that thing to look for that's, like you said, look for it. It's a snake in the grass. If you've lost your wallet, feel at peace that you are actually going to find it. Take some breaths with that. Do you have the older woman in your house if you are actually a younger person yourself? And having that question around gaining the help or your own inner wisdom, sit in that space. Oh, I'll take the comment down now. Sit in that space that's actually going to give you a bit more clarity and guidance around where is my wallet. Okay. This is the guest link. It's the one that I've just popped on screen as a comment too. I think what happens with that is that what you do is, I've just got to try and think of the process. It's been a long time since I've actually been a guest via a mobile device or computer actually on someone else's hosted show. And I think what you get asked is to open or download the Be Live app if you haven't already got it, and you just accept when it wants to use your camera and your microphone, and you get put into it's called the staging area. I used to call it, it's like the green room or the lobby, depends what old platforms that you may have used yourself and experienced. Oops, I've got to go like that, don't I, if I want to be bigger? So it's accepting those things, and it is actually very easy. I'd just pop you up into what is the live show and we chat. But certainly don't feel obligated just because I've got a link there. But it's open for anyone that does want to come in. So, Katie, how are you? Really love a reading. Also, if any messages from my late partner, Russell. I'm not feeling his presence in spirit at the moment, but I can certainly give you a reading. When it's this sort of thing, I do find it a bit challenging, still feeling like a newbie in the mediumship stuff, honestly. And Leanne will tell me, she'll probably tell me off later, if she's even watching. I'm hoping she's resting and not, but you never know, the compulsion to be on here and sharing with our friends can be rather, well, it is. It's, for me, it's one of those things I love doing. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go, and I'll switch that around. And you've got family, home being really important to you. What I'm sensing is the open door, the open gate. That's where my eye went to first. So did you actually have a particular leaning toward wanting to know something specific about someone in the family? You're wanting to invite someone to come. Since it's Christmas coming up, like the holiday season and the rest, it does sometimes feel like there's things happening a bit beyond our control, and I'm feeling relationship, and I'm just saying out what I'm getting at the moment. Whether it means anything, it's almost sounds like it's raving, but it sort of feels like there's a tumble of words that's coming and feelings and emotions that are happening, and it is around family. But is the foundation there? Has that foundation been damaged? I'm feeling like it's not, and why I put it at the bottom, I don't know. It just went there. So it's a bit to do with has the foundations had that feeling of a crack or something, and there's, please do come in to repair. That's what I'm feeling. So it feels to me like, oh, there you go. It's got that, and that needed to be up the top. So it's got that recognition and love and the gift of, because I find the flowers are really that type of a loving, oh, no, I've still got that message across my face. I'll just mute you. Hi, Tony. I'll just mute you for a minute. Okay. And what we have is the flowers. That bouquet really is a loving gift from, there's someone on your mind there, Katie, and And maybe it is that Russell's going to be helping you move through that too, as far as that family connection goes, that creating that home that you're really loving again. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for you, Katie. Now, I do have Tony is here in the, whoopsie, my cards went west. Tony's here as a guest. She's popped in using the guest link, and she'll describe herself how easy it was to connect in. Now, one of the things that I'm going to ask, Tony, have you got earphones, headpieces on? Because you'll need that. And the other thing is that once you're in the live area, I've just got to swap that around again. Once a guest is in the live area, that is the stage on screen, you actually need to mute any other sound that is playing if you're watching the Facebook feed. So just mute the sound in the background. Okay, so are you ready for doing all that there, Tony? Have you got your headset in? And I'll bring, whoops. Now, hi, Tony. Now, one of the things I just realised, have you got background sound? You will need to mute the tab for what you're watching.
I don't have a headset.
No, but that's why. We'll see how it goes, because if you don't have a headset, it's very important to have that background sound muted so that all we're hearing is your voice. Okay, so if you've got this playing in the background, there should be a little microphone, sound button that you need to mute.
How's that?
Yes, perfect. We can't hear that anymore. Great.
Right, I've got rid of your show and I'm just watching you from here.
So how are you this evening?
How are you, Roz?
Yes, I'm fine. Now, when you clicked on the guest link, yes. I just want you to describe what shows up when are you on a phone or are you
on my laptop?
Yeah, on your laptop. So for those who might be on laptops, when you get into that guest link, what shows up for you to come in on the laptop and how easy was it for you?
It's quite easy, and it works the same on your phone too, Roz, because Leanne does some of her online stuff this way, like her courses. So basically, make sure your camera and your phone is turned on in your settings, and then you go to your app, like your link that you've put up, and click on it, and it will go to the Be Live Studio link. There comes up a lovely little picture of you welcoming you, and it says Roz will invite you to her show today, and it tells you that you're going live. And you just press I personally hook through my Facebook connection. You can do it through YouTube too, I believe.
Yes, it does now.
From Facebook, and here I am.
Wonderful. Now, with that, I'll go across that way.
Sorry.
It's all right. With that, did you get an option to actually click on a 480 quality or a 720 quality?
No, I didn't.
Right, yeah. I think what it's doing at the moment, I don't know for sure how that works for the guest, but with the host, I have an option to do 480 or 720. It's the different quality. I'm on 720, which is that Facebook. Yeah. So
it's probably because I'm in the dark too, Roz.
Oh, no, look, it's actually showing up really well for me
good.
Here. So I'm quite fine with that.
Okay.
If there's any comment in the stream as far as it's looking pixely or anything like that, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, well, I can actually see those comments.
Oh, you can on the side. Yeah. It does now. That didn't used to be the case.
Yeah, no, they roll up as
So I'm actually moving it. You can see it rolling up and down. I'm just moving.
And people, no, just as people comment, not as you move it, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Because I'm as in public, I'm not in the host chat section.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. So thank you for that.
That's okay.
So you saw my link and that and decided to pop in. Did you want a reading as well?
Well, I did pop in for a reading.
But, chat.
Yeah, oh no, it's always lovely. And
No, that's all right.
your beautiful face, and
And
you
I
always
just
make me
realised,
laugh. And
yeah.
been enjoying your beautiful flute playing over the weekend. It was
Oh, thank you.
lovely.
Yeah, look, it's just being me.
Well,
Now, have you got a particular question in mind that you wanted to have as a base for the reading, or just want a card? Because it will be a little one, because I don't know what number of people are going to be asking, and
there's
when
a
it comes
few.
up the hour, I'll stop.
Yeah, so I won't take up too much of your time. And plus, Leanne got me sick.
Oh,
So
dear.
I've been recovering from her little bug she had a couple of weeks ago, apparently.
And it's still catchy then. Oops. Yeah.
Well, no, because I was out Lobethal Lights with her.
Yep.
So we're still out
Yeah,
doing the markets in the evenings. So
and she does that every year. So is she, while she's not well, still battling through.
good on Margaret and Robert. Great mum and dad are out there helping as well. So
Do support the store by going, and when you for those out there that are doing the Lobethal Lights tours and stuff, do pop in and support.
yeah, come in and see Leanne.
And others too, because it is one of those things that's important to shop local as much as
and
you
it's not just that. I remember it as a child as a great tradition, and I've now got grandchildren. I take them there, and I like it's no, like many things, we're losing the actual feel of the whole season.
I would agree. Yes, for me, it's more like, because it's commercialised. But that's
that too,
my soapbox.
But it's just, just everyone used to get involved, and now it's only, it's fun. But yes, we're in the old ANZ Bank building in the main street. So come in and visit.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely stock there, Leanne. All right, back to you, Ross.
What was your question? Did you say?
Okay. One of many, and I sort of should know, shouldn't I? Naughty me, asking you. I just love the lemon cards. It's about my finances.
Okay, let's have a look. And I'll share up the. I've got to bring that to vision first. And I don't think I can do it any other way besides no. Look, I'm going to have to drop my visual out.
Drop me.
No. You're it. And you have.
Busy.
See? Do you not want me to have you there?
No, I said you'll get me dizzy. I'm trying to watch the screen.
Yeah, and the thing is too, there is a slight delay from what I'm doing here on my end to what you're actually seeing there on the front on the actual broadcast as well. So it's a little bit of a delay. So what we've got there initially is the compass and the stars, and I know I'm going to do a third one for this being the finances, and that's the sun. So honestly, it is putting the focus of where your earnings are coming in. It's setting the compass and the direction that you actually want to have as that main avenue of where you're earning income. If you're thinking of doing some business or doing, like for instance, me getting out into doing the readings and things like that, doing now, it is setting that compass to universe that I love doing this, I want to share this, I deserve to have the income from this, because it is, it's that energy exchange. It is that way of, it's not even what I would call rewards. It's just that it's that energy exchange, that recognition of what's happening. And for you, it's that in its right time. But it is certainly that the sunshine is, the sun, the male energy, that strong energy around that is coming forward. So that's what you're going to have there is the focus. It's you needing to actually set that intention that you deserve this money to come in whatever way you're earning your income. That's interesting that with the three, that your face is so much bigger, lots more zoomed in with that.
Does that want me to?
Isn't it? No, I'm just intrigued with how some of this works. So,
well, because no, that is very interesting, actually, Rose.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to do a
I'm
screen.
going to have to change my attitude about money, my darling.
Oh yeah, we've too many, and I've been a big culprit of this as far as blocking the energy that we have around money because we've been told it's evil because you can't,
Mm.
you can't expect that you deserve this or anything really. It's that sort of attitude that we tell
Yeah,
ourselves.
because that's a bit of ego, isn't it? Like,
Oh, it's certainly ego. It's certainly
mm,
learned things
so,
that we've come into, our adulthood that we've learned
mm.
as children, what our parents might have subliminally, and this is at the
Yeah, oh, yes,
subconscious level,
this is
taught
interesting.
us. So it's getting rid of that so that even in this set of cards, it's your focus because it's your attitude to finances. So
Well, that's what made me
it's
think
on
it
the
really
star.
need to change my attitude
Yeah.
because
Well,
even my healing sessions and whatnot, people say, "Oh, what do you charge?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't really." As
no,
in,
you're worth what? There's so many other healers who are doing.
yeah, but
Yeah, I do that for my healing sessions when I give them, and
honestly, this is what I
it's
mean. I've got to change my attitude, Rose, because I don't see things in monetary value all the time.
yeah. Well, it's not
So
the
that intent for a
purpose.
form of energy exchange, bring me some flowers, so I do expect something, but it's putting like an actual monetary value on something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
I'm going to have to do.
there's so many. And thank you, Adair. I put that up so that I could just say thank you for the watch
Yes,
party.
yeah.
It's a
What?
lot to do with recognition of self in that exchange. You are giving of yourself in
Mm,
value that to have things keep balance in the universe, it needs to be a give and a receive, or a receive and a give. It
yeah,
doesn't matter which order it is, but it needs to create that balance. And the way that we create balance in the society we're in now, it is called money.
yes,
It could be barter. If you need something and somebody else has got that couch or something,
yeah.
for
But
instance,
that's more
oh,
me.
yes, I need a couch. You could pay me with the couch. It's all relative, but it is that recognition of the
Yeah,
energy
but
exchange
you
of that.
can't use a couch when you need the money.
No, exactly. And Pete, and I've heard the concept before that it's a gift, you should be giving it for free. I
Yeah,
just BS to that because um, in the way that we need money to actually pay bills and the
mm,
structures that we have in the economic
yeah.
scenario we got,
The modern world.
money is it.
Mm,
And, when you're actually working, it is a form of work. Nothing wrong with enjoying what you're doing and
yeah,
working and giving. It's not for free. It's just it's the exchange. And others go to a job, and most of them now, it seems to be that the averages are around the 50 to 60 to 70 to 80.
mm,
That is an hourly dollar.
no.
You equate to that and think, well, I've done a lot of training for this. I'm a professional.
You do, and then all
That
the
context.
expense of your courses, and you just don't think of it.
And you would have done yours too. So
Yes, I've
um,
done a lot.
that's the teaching from this. And you've got those cards guiding
Thank
you.
you. No, that is actually, it was a different answer to what I expected. There you go. That's probably why I wasn't getting it myself.
Well, thank you for popping in. And
Thank you, and
I
I'll let
will,
someone else have a turn.
yeah. So I'll drop you out, and then you can leave when you can.
Yeah, I'll do my
Right?
little
Okay.
thing. So
So
it's quite easy to join in and say hi to Roz and everyone else. And
thank you
it's
for
lovely
coming.
to see your beautiful face. Namaste.
And thank you to Tony for joining in. That was lovely to see her beautiful face and to be able to do the reading as I could. Now I'm just going to bring the video back up for the cards, and we'll go to the next one. I'll do that to that yet. Oh, whoops. This is where Leanne was just so good. Redirect me. Where was I up to? Because I'd gotten just past the link. there. And here, did I do? Yes, I did that one from Katie. And did I do one from Linda? Because I'm just going down the list. Linda, have you? Look, because it's the comments scroll past fairly quickly. If you could just be very direct with your question in the one comment so that I don't get confused as to have I done. I'll get to them and up to the air. It's better to encourage those might want a little mini reading to actually come on very quickly with a clear question that'll take one card or maybe two or three, but so that it's clear and I'm not doubling up. Okay, so here's one for Linda. I've cleared the cards. I tend to shuffle 3 times because shuffling 3 is my birthday date. So I was born on the 3rd, and it's just one of those things that for me, 3 is it. So here we have the Well card. It's the depth of how far do you want to go. And I can give you a guide on that one. It's looking like you've been confused around, well, I'll do the 3 cards. Whoops, just go up that way. With the Well, there feels that there is a bit of depth in like a deep hole, like you've fallen into a well. That's where I'm feeling that water as an anchor. This is the anchor, of course. The water and feeling that slosh. You're feeling like you're actually in the deep well, unable to do anything about some subterfuge. There's I'm feeling a very sneaky or a very foxes can, and this is fox, obviously. Foxes can be very, very clever, and sometimes it's with subterfuge. Sometimes it's just plain that there's a cleverness that's almost trying to outwit themselves. And it feels to me like you're actually feeling a bit lost at sea with that depth in the well. What I'm going to suggest, like it just feels like, even though it feels like you're in that watery sensation of flopping all over the place, you know how the waves can get you and things like that. The anchor is there because there is the anchor. You need to be actually throwing your anchor out so that you're finding that solid ground. Don't keep allowing, and here is where the rooster is actually keeping at bay that fox from being sneaky. It's just an awareness. Know that those around you aren't going to be able to get to your point of interest, your concern. They're not going to be able to do that because it's being guarded by the rooster. It's being monitored. You have control of how deep you go in that well too. So wind it up so that you are actually anchored, where you're feeling safe, where you're actually able to float, to actually steady the boat, so to speak, and get into what you need to be doing to correct that situation. I'm feeling it's more towards a business related thing, a work sense in this one. So see how that feels for you though, Linda. You take your eyes to where they go. Let your eyes go to where you see the message for you in the cards, but that's how I'm interpreting that for you this morning. So I'll do this one for Diane. And whoops, I better get the rest of the cards together as well to shuffle them. Oh dear. I'm not always this chaotic, but yeah, sort of. Just me. And it's lovely to be here as well. I can see some other names that are familiar faces as well. Wow, Diane, you've got heart and wisdom there. With we'll do 3 for each, and the sun comes back up again. So it's all bright and shiny. It feels, can you have a card? It's more around the romance, things of the heart, where you find importance for yourself, searching within, finding those wise words, finding that what is going to be really, the listen as well as the speaking. Because birds are about communication, but this being the extra card that's in the deck, it's moving it from just communication and gossip and light stuff. It's moving into the more in-depth and deeper things, because wise owls, owls are considered to be the more wise of the birds. Just one of those things. I'm not sure what the animal dreaming meaning is. I don't memorize stuff, so it's just something that I feel right now and know. And with the sun, very similar to the previous explanation of the sun, it really is that bringing the light out on something in a more detailed way. So you've got, and it's the strength of that light, it's the energy and the more maleness of the energy, because of it being, when you look at the yin and the yang, it is that the yang is the sun, the yin is the moon. So look at that moving into your heart space and considering what you have around you, what experiences you're going through, and the rest. It is the wise choices will show. Okay, so I'll just do that. So it's just back to me, and I'll move on to the next one and shuffle the cards again. Oh, what's the GM? GM, Roz, and all in. GM. Oh, I might need some enlightening to that one. Gosh, I can't remember. GM and all. It's nice to see you, Fiona. Thank you for popping in. Jody, and I don't think you've been here, so a bit hectic at the moment, aren't they? It is at this time of the year for a lot of people. I choose not to be overfussed with this time of year. In fact, I'd probably go more introspective around it all. I've just cleared the cards again, so they obviously needed it, Jody. So here's your reading in a sec, and I'll put that video back up there. I'll bring the visual back. Sun's wanting to come out a lot lately. Oh, and the fox. And guess what? This is a younger woman. So, actually, I'm just feeling that's their vixen comes to mind as a word. You've got brightness and sunshine around you, so I'm not feeling, and sun with the weather that we're expecting coming up, that is probably quite relevant. I only just realised that. It's going to get hot. There's going to be a bit of heated stuff happening around. Female fox is called a vixen, young fox. It's just feeling that there's someone who's around you who is younger. I'm feeling that's very, very clever, very clever. I'm just feeling some manipulation there and watching your emotions around it. Don't take it personally. I'm just feeling that there is still the awareness, the safeguard that you've got internally, that you can work through that. It's fine. You'll stand up for yourself in whatever interaction that's going to be. So it's just feeling, stand your ground, be present and listen. The light's going to shine on that situation anyway. I'm feeling it is actually more a situation in that. Okay, so I'll leave that one there for you too. I'll just do that as a solo and take your comment down. Have a look at the cards for yourself. Where does your eye go first? Is it to the sun and the bright perspective that is ahead for you? Is it to, oh, gee, so sneaky, but it's not actually. It's just very clever. Is it to the focus on the relationship that is with this younger woman? So, or girl, just feels that way to me. So we'll move on to the next one. Thanks for that. Whoops, who was I with? That was with Fiona, wasn't it? Yeah. And I'm moving on now to Jessica. I want to put that, I can't do that one. Anyway, it's all right. I'm just looking at the back end of this. So Jessica, a card for the day. So here we go with a one card draw for you. And I'll show that. Oh, blessings. Look at that. You've got the, whoops, it's not straight. You've got the bouquets. I'm just going to solo that one for you so you can fully appreciate how beautiful the cards are. It's just so, I'm just feeling a really gorgeous, gentle love with this one. And it is given. You are receiving this beautiful bouquet, even if it's only figurative, you are receiving it energetically as a beautiful love recognition. It does feel to me like it's of a romantic center. So that's your love for the day. Now, if you don't have a special partner, I'm noticing with your icon, with your avatar or whatever those little pictures are called, and I haven't got myself up as that. I was solo. Here's me doing that, and it's if you haven't got a partner currently, it is either soon or it's that love for self or something blossoming. Whatever your relationship at the moment, I'm just feeling just so beautiful. So please do accept that with love. And we've got moving on to Caitlin. So clear the cards. Oh, I love whatever you've got behind you in your little icon there too, Caitlin. Just getting good feelings around that. I'm just sensing actually a face behind, and one that is tossed itself out for you there too is actually the Tower. So that's the foundation of what it is, and it's more business. Oh, look, Fox is showing up. Be wary, but it's home as well. So foundations around the home. So, oh, well, maybe it's one of those things that just comes up frequently because it's this time of year and we start thinking more deeply about some of the relationships we've got, especially when we're considering what present am I going to get. Like your foundations for your family, your home are really strong. Just watch out for some of and sometimes that can be our own perceptions, our own choices. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Our own choices around how our perceptions are too. So it's not just about the other person. Sometimes it's what we've internalized that we need to sort of start to think about. Why am I taking it so personally? Or is it really me that's trying to be clever around this? Just, where does your eye focus as you're looking at these cards as well? So I hope you enjoy those and get some really deep guidance out of it for yourself as well there too, Caitlin. So I'll put that down and shuffle them again for the next one. Good morning, Tony. How are you? Lovely to see you here too. And you'd like... Oh, I love share the love. Love your cards. I love the Lenormand deck as well. It's the ones I've been concentrating on using since March, really. I haven't used very many of my other decks. Every so often I do, and that will happen more in the new year. A lot of this is just, we do get drawn to that we enjoy and love. So, and I enjoy and love this deck of cards. So that's all I can say around it, really, can't I? And we have your reading being, I'm going to put it up like that at the moment so that it's clear for others. Yes, I'm going for a third card, so I'm going to move them up. Sun, it's obviously this potential heat that's coming is having a fairly big influence, but, it's not showing up the top of there. Bit of experimenting, isn't it? The positioning of these. Beautiful gardens. It's actually the park, which I like to call it gardens, but it's the park card. We have the clover and the sun. So all cards that are in the basic 36 card deck, which is the original one. And it's actually, I'll drop your comment, it's about being out in public, in nature, go and have the picnics and being in nature and enjoying that arena of getting yourself out of the house and being, well, in this instance, a good luck card because the clover is the good luck card. So it's finding that joy in taking a walk in nature. Go and find your four-leaf clover. Just be absolutely happy to be out in the real energy of what Mother Earth provides for us. There are so many times where we take it for granted. And, it might be getting hot, but Mother Earth is being what Mother Earth is. It is the natural being, the natural state that we're in. It's enjoying that go with the flow moment of smelling the roses, of appreciating what is out there. And it's actually also in here when we bring that energy of Mother Nature in and center it into our heart space. So you've got some good luck coming ahead, and it feels to me like there's a bit of sometimes soul searching, but the sun's going to shine on it. So that's what I'm getting from that. Okay. And I'll drop that out and go for the next card. So thank you for that, Tony. And Leanne, I think, did I do one for you before? I vaguely remember seeing a name that was Leanne. I'm just going to go back. No, I'm not. See, if I scroll too far, I'm going to get too lost. So I'm trying to be really careful and continue onward. If you don't mind, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. I actually don't take sips. I take a mouthful. So there's the 3, I think. And here we go for, oh, wow, a ring. The Anchor and the Labyrinth. Here we go. I'll show you what the cards are now that I didn't have that there a second ago. So what we've got, ring, is around commitment, and it's also around the cycle of how things can occur. Anchoring, so I'm feeling that there is going to be a commitment and anchoring into what has been an actual long path of hitting the dead ends, but you've actually got the reward coming to you. You've searched, you've found that destination in the maze, so it will be happening. Not as far as I'm not feeling a date, but it's going to be early in the year, not later. So things are going to be steadying up for you and anchoring in, and feeling for you that you've actually found your prize, that you have done the hard yards in traveling that path. So I'd love for you to be able to take that to your heart. You look at these cards, as I've been mentioning to everyone else, take it to your own heart and receive the messages that you are getting from your gut feeling, from your own intuition. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. I'll just do that rather than keep remembering to pop the screen down and up. We've got... Oh, so thank you, Ashley. It looks like you've actually tagged someone to share. Thank you for that. And thank you for the feedback, Katie, because I actually do appreciate that, having some feedback around it. And Debbie, you're saying, hi, Ros. Hope you're well. I am. Love the daily cards. And I'm going to draw a card for you for your son, and we'll see what occurs for him. And I'm going to take a sip whilst I do that. Interesting. I've been led to take the 4 cards this time. Let's hope they all fit in. So here we go. It is on the solo, isn't it? I'm going to take your comment down, Debbie. So this is for your son and how, the coping over Christmas. Look, over Christmas, it's leading me to feel that in this one with the blossom of the flowers, I don't know if you can actually see my cursor. Here's me using the cursor, silly me. The pointer is the one that I'm supposed to use, not the right hand, the left hand. There's the left hand. The flowers, the bouquet, that self-love, the love from others as well. I think there's going to be that happening through his Christmas. And there's going to be the learnings and not so much study, but, books it's not just always about the physical. It can be about what knowledge is within as well, what's already known, what's already been learnt. So I think there's going to be that part of it that's going to be drawn on. It might feel like it's a bit of a roll of the dice, like potluck, because that's what I do have as part of my description in this Tuesday's Intuitive Chat. It is potluck. But and that is what life can be, and it can feel so overwhelmingly like that. But I'm feeling really that it's coming together, and he'll draw on what knowledge he's already learnt what his own wisdom is around coping and what he's needing to be doing. I think too, it's almost like a new start with a message. It feels like a message from someone that's really special to him, that's going to take him past any of the BS or etc., and it's going to be fine. Like it's the rainbow, the ride over the rainbow. Take all vibrations in together, because that's what the rainbow is, the complete spectrum of colour, the complete spectrum of every vibration that you can imagine is in a rainbow, including sounds, including colours, including just light. It's all of that. And with this, the rider is the messenger. So there's a message for him in his experiences, in what he's going to have as his Christmas day. You asked about over Christmas, please. Well, whether that's just Christmas Day or the whole holiday season, and the relationships and family connections and everything. Focusing on the love that he has for those around him, the love of others for him, and connecting it all together in actually, realizing that all things are happening for their purpose and reason. And it takes him over and through into that next step of what's for him for life. I'm feeling a strength there in that, because he can draw on all parts of what is his being and those around him to ask for help if it's needed. And if it's not, there are moments where it's great to just listen and be who you are, where you don't have to interact with anybody else, but just contemplate and get to learn. That's what some of that's for. So hopefully that is helpful for him. And I don't know if you do the message, pass that on to him, but it's all looking quite good. Now, there's my back of my frothy hand. Here's Emma with her comment, hoping I'm well. Is there anything for her? So I'm just plodding along. And I know we're going to be running out of time before I get to the end, but that is what is happening today. It's slightly different, and I've just cleared the cards again, so you needed a double clear. It's just what happens when we get to being on a live stream that is a potluck, isn't it? So here we have the lilies, the snake. I'm feeling a lot of, wow. As I was pulling over the snake, Emma, what I was feeling was there's a lot of plant material. Do you work in gardens or something? It just felt like, this snake is actually in the grass. Or a farm. There's something that's definitely to do with Mother Earth and the plant lifestyle, not to do with meat production or anything. It's to do with the plants and flowers. But the reflection, I'm feeling that there's been a storm for you in your life, and you're actually clearing it, and it's happening. So that's past. It's find the peace, that ancestral, the help from those who are past are moving in and helping you and clearing away that. Oh, take the thingy away. Clearing away those cloudy skies and bringing out that beautiful light that is the opening of the heavens for you, and that feeling of connection that is with self, as well as your spiritual side, as well as moving into it is receiving the messages. We've got this, my eyes gone to the birds as well, coming in. Connect in with that intuition that you do hold. We all have that ability, and I'm feeling that this is where you've already sensed that and you've worked through it already, gone from the clouds and into that light, letting that light shine. So that's what I'm getting for you, Emma. So great. Thank you for asking for a card. I'm going to put up Leanne's. Oh, all clear. Oh, that's great. It's nice when messages and that do gel. Looks good. That's great. Thank you, Debbie. It's good. And Emma, we've just done yours, so that's good too, which I knew, so I didn't need to put that up, but I'm learning. And Fiona, I gather that was because it was on 11 o'clock at the time. So thank you for placing that. And relationships and finance. Well, that was partly what I had. It's certainly takes a while to get through a list, doesn't it? Because I know that it was before the 11 that I was explaining, please put just one comment with one, a definite question in what you ask here. So thank you for that. And I think your reading did then just direct to the relationships rather than finance. Oh, thank you, Fiona. You love the way that I explain things. I should actually swap that around so I'm actually on the screen instead of a black board. That's funny, isn't it? Yeah, thank you. I just love doing it. So, Caitlin, I'm not sure if I'd had one from you before. I don't think, we did. Yes, Caitlin. Now, I'm not sure if that was around relationships. Hopefully it was. And that sort of almost predictive nature the card brings into it was working. You just love to see what comes up, Stacey. Now, did we do one for you? I am flicking back because I don't sort of want to repeat something that may contradict. Not that they contradict, they just support. So anything extra that comes up would be that, but no, we haven't. So I'm going to draw a card or cards for you. You always ask a question this time. You just love to see what comes up. Let's see. Oh, I nearly lost the whole deck then. So I might just clear that one again and we'll go for a clean shuffle. And you've got two already just jumped out and they've already shown up this morning for others. So I think even as a group energy, it certainly does show that there is, even in this stream, a group feeling about it. This time, though, what we've got is, and I'll drop the question. So here's your what pops up. And there you go. It's the roll of the dice and the labyrinth with the maze feeling that actually comes to dead ends. But it certainly does have that path that does lead to that central, whether you consider it a prize or a rest, because, hey, you've got to get out as well. That's something that I hadn't mentioned before either, was it? And you've got the magnifying glass. So it is looking more closely at some of those decisions that do roll around, that do seem like they're a roll of the dice. You do actually need to be deciding. And it's not because it's the choice card. It's because there's been some that have really taken you to a dead end that you've got to retract and retrace to get to that central resting place or prize. But do consider that none of it is wasted time or resources spent. Everything that we have in our lives that does occur, it is for our own experience that we need to continue our learning and pathway to what is next. We don't always know what's coming up. They can be very surprising and unexpected, some of what those dead ends will present. But even on the retracing of steps, it does get you to be mindful and thoughtful around, why did that happen? What did I do wrong? Was it wrong? Or can I improve it in some way that I don't get the same result of another dead end, but I find the pathway? It's with that type of thinking I feel that you're actually having this message come up for you. So we'll hopefully that was beneficial for you there, Stacey. So thank you for asking for our card. And we've got Deborah who is next. So I'll take those cards up and shuffle again. And thank you so much for everyone that is still placing comments. I can see that I've got new messages even below this. I'll tell you what time that, Deborah, you had placed your comment in the stream at 11:03 is what my back end here is telling me. Oh, back end, that sounds awful. The stream comments comes up with the times that they actually are placed. So you can see how easily it is to not be able to cover all the readings that are here in 1 hour. So unfortunately, there won't be everyone getting read. And I'm just putting 3 out again, and they are similar to what's already been. Oh, that scrolled up that time. Wow. That's something new. And what I'm watching is seeing that the messages actually scroll up in the little box there. Hey, that's pretty clever, isn't it? I haven't seen that before. Now we'll swap the cards around. I'll drop that nifty little message thing. And what we've seen the park garden already. This is the one that is in the ordinary deck when you get the 36 card Lenormand deck by Ciro Marchetti. It is this bird card. And we've got the ring again. So it's moving out into nature. And what I'm getting from this is communication, because it is definitely the communication, the chatter of birds, not leading into gossip. I feel it's just good, happy, joyful communication with someone. And I'm feeling it is your loved one that you're going to be having some really good discussions around, are you planning on gardening? It just feels like it's that direct and forthright. Plan what your gardening is going to be, or something along that line. So a commitment to actually, and I'm feeling almost a commitment to actually do that within an environmental principles. So whether that's where your energy is directing to, so that you can help Mother Earth as well. A commitment to the cycles of time, of seasons. So have that chat, whether it's a gardener or whether it's your partner being that loved one. I don't know. Sometimes these messages, they just go bang, bang, bang in my head, what I'm getting. So I hope that you're finding that helpful there, Deborah. So I think that's where I got to. So I'll move that back around to there and take those cards up. I'll take the next one as being the last, since I'm just past the 11. And I do have some other things I'm meant to be doing. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony, for that. And Kelly, I'm not sure if that was a yes, please from further up or whatnot, but sort of just a yes, please. I'm assuming that you've asked further up and I've done yours. If it's not, my apologies, but because I've got Carolyn here, it's a new name I don't know that I've seen. So welcome, Carolyn. Hopefully you are still here as a watching live, and you can see the cards that I'm pulling. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll clear them. Hopefully that was 3. I don't know if you can hear those knots on the cards or not when I do the shuffle. It'd be good if the microphone was that good. And here we go with your card reading. I will pull 3. It feels to me like the 333 is what I need to be doing. That's just what it is. Oh, younger lady. So there's a younger lady influence in your life, looking at something in more detail with that relationship. There feels to me like there is a deep connection with a younger lady that's needing to have I'm just trying to pick what I'm receiving from that. The depth, it's a wish, depth. I mean, we do associate this style of well with a wishing well. It's that too, but it's that work, the handle, my eyes going to the handle. So there needs to be a bit of work around that. So because the bucket itself will not fill unless you are lowering into the water. And of course, there is the assumption there is water. We just assume that. It's the resources that are in there, that once you've got your bucket into that deep well, whatever it takes to bring that back up full for you to actually utilise and have that connection really work with what resources you're pulling. So I'm feeling that you need to be looking at the depth, how far you need to dig for those resources in this relationship. So hopefully that's helpful for you. I am seeing that beautiful light, because my eye does go to the light. So in most of these cards. So do connect with those yourself and see where your eye is pulled, where you are getting the strength from that reading. Okay. So I am going to leave it there now. So thank you for all of those who have put questions in. And as we have, right, so look, there's so many questions. So thank you. I'm just flipping through, and just say, oh, good morning, Manda, and thank you, Jody. So much makes sense. Making a lot of sense. I do find that they do. The best sense that you're going to get from them is if you read them with your own mindset as well, with your own intuition, not the mindset. Don't let the mind come into it. You're letting the heart come into it as you're looking at these cards. As you go back and do a pause and really contemplate what is your reading, if you had a reading of the layout of the cards this morning. If it wasn't for you specifically, the cards that I've read this morning, look, there always is in any group. There's a group energy. There's someone walking past our property, so the dogs are going a bit nuts there. So take the feeling of what the group energy is in how I've read it. There were similar cards that kept popping up, and that's where I feel the group energy around what's happening. So it's needing to have some awareness of the foxes that might be around, or having that time in Mother Nature with the park showing up. The anchor showed up a fair bit in the readings as well. Just gather that for yourself as what's your reaction, what's your gut feeling, what's your intuition around it, and have you been receiving any messages as you've watched and seen what others' readings are. So I would like to pass on blessings for you for the coming week. I've got one more, I think, that I'll be doing before Christmas, because Christmas is on, jingies, is it Wednesday or Thursday? Oh, I'm shocking with dates and stuff. I haven't even looked. So, so yes, it is, isn't it? I love the energy in doing these. It's beautiful. And thank you to everyone that does show up live and sharing it out there and watching replays. It's not just about being present in the live. It's the ability to watch as replays and actually study for yourself a little more some of the cards and gaining what you can from it. Thank you, Adair, for doing the watch party. It's still something I don't understand how to do and what the purpose is, but I'll learn one day and I might try a couple. It certainly is something that I know that you can't do I don't think can do by yourself when you're doing this, to have a watch party on my profile or on my pages. But I'm willing to learn, the same as I'm learning each and every time I do these shows. So thank you. If you do need to have some private bookings, private time, on more detailed readings, how Tony came in as a guest into here, I do that. That is what we do. We do a personal private reading that goes to, I've got a site that I use, like a page that I use that is just for the one-on-one private, no one else gets the link but you type of a reading. And it will, whatever time you want as far as that goes, look up my hypnosisplus.com.au site. The links are there to do the prepayments, because it's as we discussed at the start, and especially with Tony, our focus around money isn't always just for the money. It is that we can live through our life doing what we do that we love, and we can expect that we do deserve to be paid for that. Now, I'm going to leave it there for this week. Join in next week. The earlier, the better. If I'm hoping that Leanne is going to be feeling better by next week and we can have a day or two before Christmas, whichever one it turns. Look, I'm just going to have to look up my calendar so that I jolly well know what day is Christmas. It is on Wednesday. So it'll be the day before Christmas. It'll be Christmas Eve show. And we'll see what might be a surprise or not. I don't know what I can do. I'm all new at this stuff. There might even be a little competition. We'll see. Thank you for being here, and be the best person that you can be. And namaste till next week. Or tomorrow when I do my daily card reading. Bye for now.